Hold up. Don't swipe away just yet. Take half a second and think back to the last time you walked into a motorcycle dealership. What did you see? Rows and rows of plastic-covered sport bikes that look fast but feel disposable. Adventure bikes, so tall you need a ladder to climb on, and so expensive they feel like a mortgage payment. Retro bikes that pretend to be old school, but underneath the fake nostalgia are computers, ride modes, sensors, and software pretending to have a soul. For years now, the industry has been pushing the same story down our throats. The classic middleweight cruiser is dead. They told us the Yamaha V-Star line was finished, gone, wiped out by emissions rules, market trends, and the obsession with liquid-cooled parallel twins. They said Yamaha moved on, and that riders should too. Well, they were wrong, because what you're looking at right now is proof that the classic cruiser never died. It was just waiting. The 2026 Yamaha V-Star 950 is back, and not quietly. This isn't a half-hearted comeback or a nostalgia cash grab. This is Yamaha stepping back into the ring and reminding everyone what a real motorcycle feels like. This bike wasn't built for software updates. It wasn't designed to impress spec sheet warriors. It was built from steel, powered by character, and engineered to last for the long haul. And there's one hidden upgrade on the 2026 model, buried deep in the drivetrain, that completely changes the ownership experience. We'll get to that later, because once you hear it, you'll understand why this bike is destined to become a future classic. The motorcycle world in 2026, and why this bike feels different. Look around. It's 2026. Cars drive themselves. Refrigerators are online. Your phone updates while you sleep. Motorcycles now come with rain modes, gravel modes, sport modes, traction control menus, and warning lights for warning lights. It's a lot. The V-Star 950 rolls into this chaos like a breath of fresh air. It doesn't ask you to pair your phone or scroll through menus. It doesn't care about algorithms. It just wants you to ride. This bike lives in a perfect middle ground, a true Goldilocks zone. It's not a tiny beginner bike like a Rebel 500 that you'll outgrow in 6 months. And it's not a 900-pound touring monster that makes every parking lot feel like a workout. Instead, it gives you big bike presence with small bike confidence. It's stable, planted, and substantial, without being intimidating. It's for riders who understand that bigger isn't always better. Better is better. The heart of the machine. 942cc of air-cooled attitude. Now let's talk about the part that actually matters, the engine. At the center of the 2026 V-Star 950 is a heavily refined version of Yamaha's legendary 942cc 60-degree air-cooled V-twin. And yeah, air-cooled. That matters. In 2026, keeping an air-cooled engine alive while meeting modern emissions standards is no small feat. Most manufacturers gave up years ago. They slapped radiators on everything, hid hoses behind plastic, and called it progress. Yamaha went the hard route. They reworked the combustion chambers, redesigned the intake flow, and used advanced ceramic cylinder coatings to manage heat without liquid cooling. The payoff is huge. You get those deep, classic cooling fins that catch the sunlight just right. You get a clean engine bay with no ugly plumbing. And more importantly, you get feel. This motor doesn't buzz or whine. It thumps. There's a heartbeat to it. Yamaha calls it pulse tuning. And it's exactly what a cruiser should feel like. Crack the throttle, and you feel it in the bars, the seat, and your chest. The torque comes on early and stays strong. You don't rev it out. You short shift, roll on the throttle, and let the motor do the heavy lifting. It feels solid. It feels mechanical. It feels like a real motorcycle. Design philosophy: long, low, and all metal. Visually, the 2026 V-Star 950 sticks to what Yamaha does best: long and low. While other brands try to make cruisers look like sport bikes in disguise, Yamaha keeps it honest. The wheelbase stretches out to around 66 inches, giving the bike a sleek, planted stance that looks right parked and even better rolling down the road. But the real magic is in the materials. Walk up to the bike, knock on it. Front fender, steel. Rear fender, steel. Fuel tank, steel. In a world where plastic is cheaper and lighter, Yamaha chose metal. That choice gives the bike real weight, real presence, and real quality. When you wash it, you feel the curves. When you park it, it reflects light with a depth plastic can't touch. For 2026, Yamaha also added black chrome accents on certain trims, ditching bright shine for a darker, smoky finish that looks downright mean under city lights. On the road, floating over asphalt. So what's it actually like to ride? Picture your favorite leather chair, the one you sink into after a long day. Now imagine that chair doing 80 miles per hour without breaking a sweat. That's the V-Star 950. The seat height sits way down at 26.6 inches, which is huge. Whether you're short, tall, or somewhere in between, you sit in the bike, not on top of it. Your center of gravity stays low, and that makes the bike feel way lighter than it is. Slow speed handling? Easy. Parking lots? No stress. U-turns? Smooth and controlled. You get full-size floorboards, not tiny pegs, giving your boots room to move. The suspension has been retuned for 2026, with progressive springs that soak up potholes like they're barely there. Out on the highway, the bike tracks straight and steady. Crosswinds don't push it around. Semi-trucks don't phase it. This is a machine designed to calm you down, not wind you up. The competition and why the V-Star still wins. Let's talk honestly about the alternatives. The Honda Rebel 1100? Fast and capable? Sure. But it looks like a robot and runs a chain drive. The Kawasaki Vulcan 900? Solid bike, but the design hasn't meaningfully changed in over a decade. The Yamaha Bolt? Cool bobber vibe, but tiny fuel tank and limited passenger comfort. The V-Star 950 does something none of them manage. It delivers the full-size cruiser experience in a manageable package. Big tank, room for saddlebags, a passenger seat that's actually usable, comfort that lasts all day. This isn't a stepping stone bike. It's a forever bike. The hidden upgrade, carbon core belt drive. Now for the part I promised you. The secret weapon. The 2026 V-Star 950 keeps its belt drive, but Yamaha didn't leave it alone. They upgraded it with a carbon fiber reinforced core, adapted from industrial-grade systems. Why does that matter? Because chains are a pain on cruisers. They stretch, they rust, they fling grease everywhere. They need constant cleaning and adjustment. This belt? Zero stretch, zero lubrication, virtually zero maintenance. You just ride. It's silent, smooth, and lash-free. Yamaha didn't just stick with the belt, they perfected it. The result is one of the lowest maintenance motorcycles in the entire class. Put 50,000 miles on it and never touch the final drive. That's engineering that respects your time and your wallet. Final verdict, a future classic in the making. The 2026 Yamaha V-Star 950 is a win. It's a win for riders who value substance over screens, metal over plastic, and character over code. It reminds us why we fell in love with motorcycles in the first place. The sound, the feel, the escape. Whether you're stepping up to your first big cruiser or downsizing from something massive without losing quality, this bike delivers. Think about this. Here's the real question. 10 years from now, when today's touchscreen bikes are outdated and unsupported, which motorcycle do you think will still be rolling strong? The one built from software or the one built from steel? The V-Star already made its choice.